channel. So today we're going to do my Shop My Stash. I am excited. I feel like I've been working on the same items for a really long time now. So really quickly, we'll just go through the eyeshadow palettes that I had for the month. I've got the Avocado Toast from BH Cosmetics. I did speak about this in my sort of September sort of catch up, but I did go into this a few times. Honestly, not as much as I was hoping to, but I'm glad it wasn't completely neglected. I did do 2 looks with this one, the Let's Get Nude from Gloss Gods, and I did really enjoy going into this. I actually really like this shade right here. So not all the mattes in here are bad. I know I've talked about this palette a little bit. You can see, look at those reflections. Ooh, so pretty. It is dark today, so I realized that my lighting might be a little bit dark. But this is a beautiful palette. It's just a little bit deep sometimes. This actually looks purple. It looks crazy, right? So I went into that one. Also went into my Club Nebula from Kaleidos. Really enjoyed this one. So this one has been worked on. I actually went into this shade, which I know I was trying to hit pan on when I did my Zodiac panner. I don't think there's that much left to go, but still no pan. And then I have this big one from PLouise, the Blend Away, and I did go into this a couple times, but still not nearly enough to use all of the shades, obviously. So these are the palettes that I had for the month. I'm just gonna put these back away now. Okay, moving on, this is sort of my everyday makeup drawer. So I've got my project pans over here, and then this is pretty much everything that I pulled for my Shop My Stash. So I have 2 concealers. And I did go into these actually quite a lot this month. I'm kind of debating on putting one of them in my project pan, but I'm not entirely sure which one. So I've got the ABH Touch Concealer and then the Candid from Revlon. I did play with this, but I have to say I'm not a fan. It is super, super thick. It feels like I'm putting glue on my face. It's that thick. It's just not my favorite, not my preference at all. And I don't know if I'm really feeling it. It's the Essence Magic Filter. Yeah, I don't know if I like it. I do like this though, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting. This is actually quite glowy. I did find after a few hours that I needed to keep repowdering my face, which is not a big deal, but it is something that I didn't really think about with this powder. And I think in future, I would have to use this and a matte powder to make sure that certain parts of my T-zone, for instance, wasn't glowing crazy, because I literally put this all over my face this month and I was a shiny mess. Really enjoyed this. So this is the 2nd month that this has been in here, but I'm going to take it out now because pretty much lost or losing almost all of my tan from the summer. So this is a Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint. Really beautiful. I really love the consistency of that. I went into the tinted serum from Catrice a few times. This one I could definitely try to pan at some point. I really like this one, and I think these 2 paired really nicely together. In terms of these Gloss Gods cream products, I've got 2 of their cream blush. So I've got Lover and Love Bug. I think both of these colors are absolutely gorgeous. This is not too pink. I feel like it is a really natural pink color. And then this one, similarly, it's not too orange. So I feel like they both come across very natural on the skin. So actually, and they blend out really nicely. And then the cream bronzer that I have is the You Are Thoughtful. I say cream, they are liquid, but they're pretty creamy. I would say these are more cream-based than anything. So I don't know, they're liquid / cream. But yeah, I have the You Are Thoughtful, and I really like this one as well. Part of me kind of wants to keep it out, but I am still trying to hit pan on my ABH, and I think this is the last month that I'll try to do that. So I'm going to try to do a push on that one, and maybe not keep some cream bronzers in. This is my Nabla in the shade Dune. I barely touched this one because I'm also trying to pan my Kiko bronzer and my BH Cosmetics Belgian Waffle palette. So it was a shame, I barely touched this. I really think I only went into it twice. 2 blush here. I've got the Essence Blush Crush. This is a newer item, but I went into it quite a lot. It is so beautiful, and it looks kind of scary, but on the skin, it actually turns out to be a really beautiful pink tone blush. And then I have the PS blush. This is the Primark one. That was £1.50 back in January, and I really love this, but did not go into this very much. Got my Catrice More Than Glow highlighter. I think I went into this a couple times only. Again, I'm trying, if I'm gonna use a highlighter, I am trying to finish my Coasting Super Shock from Colourpop. So everything else is kind of getting neglected, but I did go into it 2 times at least. And it was pretty, but oh, there it is. I thought I lost this. I swear I thought I lost this. This is the ABH brow pen that I use. I thought I lost it, but it's there. And then I have this one. This is my only liquid highlighter. Definitely gonna put this away. I did use this once. I'm just not a liquid highlighter type of person. And again, because I'm concentrating, I don't wear highlighter every day. And because I'm concentrating on this, this is really the only one that I really went into. So I feel like this month I didn't go into too many of the items that I had pulled. Some were more, you know, better than others, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, a lot of these kind of got neglected. Whether I like them or not is a different story. I did go into a lot of lip products, and I also went into them multiple times. So I'd use the NYX, this is Milky Gloss. I used my Pixie Shea Butter lip balm. I went into some liquid lipstick. So I've got the Vinyl from Maybelline. This is the shade Peachy. And I have the Oden's Eye, Rich Papaya. And then I have some lifter glosses from Maybelline, which I really do enjoy. I think these wear so nicely on the lips. So I've got the Stone and the Reef, so I went into those. I actually went into Stone, which was this one, like 3 times this month. I really enjoyed it. And then what else? Let me just grab what other... I have a lot here. So I've got the Nomad. This is one of their Fête de Provence lip glosses that came in that set. So I went into the purple one. I've got this NYX Soft Matte in this shade Zurich. This is a really nice nude tone for me. I've got the Makeup Factory. I think this is the nude one. Yeah, I went into this one once this month. I did go into a red. Did I go into any other reds? I don't think so. So I went into my Physicians Formula Mirror Butter Samba Red sort of lip glossy balm. It's very messy, that one. I've got an orange here. This one I went into, this is the Peach Poppy from Maybelline. This definitely pulls very orange and peachy in person, but I do find on camera it looks quite nude actually in my videos. I went into this one. This is one of the WhatsUp Beauty ones, the Eye of Ra that they sent me. This is a nice, like darker nude. So I went into that one this month. I went into 3 of my lip liners, which is surprising because I don't really use lip liner all that much. But I went into my NYX Line Loud in the shade Trophy Life. And then I've got my Rimmel London. I think this is like Nude Bear one. And then I've got my BH Cosmetics Earth. I think this is called Earth, something like that. Another lip, like liquid lip is this one. It's called I Define My Destiny from Real Her. It's all rubbed off now, but I do like that one. It's kind of more of a mauvey pink. Went into my e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss, and that still works. It still plumps the lips. I've got 2 lipsticks here. I went into my MCO Beauty Petal lip gloss. Lipstick. This was really nice to use. And then I went into this one twice from Chatty London, my Miss Piggy. I don't know, I'm into these pinks at the moment. So I went into that twice actually. And then I have these 2, my Smoothie Sticks from the Beauty Crop. This is Saucy Marcella, love it. Just love this shade, and it just wears so nicely on the lips. And then this one is one of my Colourpops, and it's the Dreamsicle Lippy Sticks. And I went into that twice as well. So I feel like, you know, I'm doing pretty well with my lip products. I'm not really thinking about it too much. I'm just going in and using what I want. So today we're gonna pull what we want for the month. And yeah, let's get going. So I also got this one, which I forgot to talk about. I've been using this quite a bit. So I'm gonna put this back as well. This is the Essence Hello Good Stuff face spray. Okay, so first of all, I want to play around with this a little bit more. This is the WhatsUp Beauty Positivity face primer that they sent me. So this one I'm going to pull as my primer for the month. And I think that's it in terms of primer, because I am trying to finish one in my project pan. So that might take me a while. I think with foundation, I'm also trying to finish one, but I would like to play around more with this one, the Essence Skin Tint, because I actually kind of liked it. And this I could mix really well with my Charlotte Tilbury, which I'm trying to finish. And I think it will work because it's quite light. The Charlotte Tilbury could balance it out. So I'm going to take those 2 out. They're newer items for me. And then I also feel like I want to take a more of a matte powder. So I'm going to take my Nabla Close Up. This is one of my favorite pressed powders that I have. I just love it. So I want to pull that one out and play with it a little bit more. I don't think I need, actually, let's take this one out. The Essence Loose Powder Matte Blurring Waterproof. I'll put this, oh no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to work on this. My Laura Mercier, I'm just not a fan, but I'm gonna try to get more use out of this mini. And I'll take this and I'll try to use this under my eyes. I just feel like it never works, but maybe this month it will. Okay, in terms of blush, I actually want to take out one of these huge PLouise blush palettes that I have. This has just got so many pinks in, and I'm actually into pink blush at the moment. So I want to pull this out and play around, definitely with the top row, but I'm sure I will also go into these two because I really love these two down here. I also want to go into one of these highlighters that WhatsUp Beauty sent me, and it's this one, the Sunset Safari one, which is a little bit less of a wintry one. I think I can still get away with wearing this one. So I want to pull this one out. It's so beautiful, and I want to play with it a little bit more. In terms of concealer, I think, what do I want? I feel like I'm taking out all my new stuff. I'm going to take this one, the NYX Pro Fix Stick. Yeah, I think, do I want to take this one out? I think I'm also going to take this other one because I think this one, from what I've heard people say, you can get through it pretty fast. So I'm going to take both of these. I do use concealer every single day, and I might not want to use this every single day. So I'm going to take, and I really don't like this one, but the more use I can get, the better. So I'm going to take the Bear With Me as well. So in terms of bronzer, I'm not going to take a bronzer out because I think if I do, I will neglect it. So I'm actually going to skip bronzer this month. I do think maybe I could get away with pulling a cream blush though. I think let's pull this one, the MAC Go Play, the So Natural shade, because I do love it. And let's try. Let's see. If I don't go into it, I don't go into it, but let's try. I'm wondering if I'm just not pulling enough. I feel like I don't pull enough in these, but then, you know, I feel like it's so too overwhelming sometimes, and I don't want to get distracted. You know what? I mean, is that all I'm going to pull? That seems awfully boring. That just really seems awfully boring. Maybe I should pull something else. Maybe I should. What should I pull? There is this one. I said I wasn't going to pull a bronzer. This is the Bronzer Americano from Ofra. It is quite deep, but it would be nice to get more use. But I don't think I will. I don't think I will. I don't think I will. I don't think it makes sense. Oh, you know what? I haven't tried this. I'm going to pull this as well. This is the Vitamin C Brightening Primer from Technic. This is a newer item, and I haven't actually tried it. So I'm going to pull this one too. Okay, so I think I'm going to pull this one, the Jewels and Gem palette from Oden's Eye. I went through my list of palettes that I haven't gone into yet this year, and this is one of them where I haven't even gone into one shade. So I feel like I need to go into this, and I think this is a good time to do it because there is some shades here where I could go into where they're not too wintry. I feel like this is very winter toned, but also this could tie in like spooky vibes with like purples and stuff. I don't know. I just want to go into this. Maybe I'll go into it today, actually, to be fair. I also want to go into my Sigma Corda Rosa. It's not a palette that I love, but the last time I went into it, I really enjoyed it. And I am into my pinks at the moment. So maybe I could get a little bit more use out of this next month. So I'm going to pull this as well. And oh, also, I have not gone into this one at all this year. This is my MAC Star Sighting palette in the shade Fuchsia. I guess they came out with multiple shades. And this one was a holiday collection. I have like eyeshadow all over my fingers. I'm sorry about that. It looks like, oh my gosh, it looked like it was like an accident, but literally I just dug my fingers in some eyeshadow by accident off camera. So that was nice. Anyway, this one I want to pull as well. I think also let's pull these. So I'm only thinking this because it is Halloween this month, and why not try to go with the vibes? So these are my Hocus Pocus 2 little jellymuch shades from that collection. So I've got I Am Calm, I've got Come to Play, and I have Shishka Baby. So let's pull these. I rarely go into them. I feel like this is the time to go into them if I am. All right, and then I think I'm gonna pull this one. This is from Cosmic Brushes, the Muse palette. And I have purposely not gone into this one since I first got it back in spring because I just felt like it wasn't right for me to use for spring, summer. But now is the time to use it. It's one of the palettes I wanted to use over the next few months. So I'm going to see if I can, if I want to play with this. I might go into some of the browns today. I don't really know. I'm not really into my greens at the moment, even though I've got green nail polish. I don't think I want to avoid the green because I have a lot of greens in other projects, and whenever I don't need to wear green, I think that is best. So I'm gonna pull this and see if I can change my mind about it because it was not my favorite. Okay, so let's do my makeup. I hope you can hear me well in this video because it's very muggy today. It is very rainy, but it's very humid and it's like the worst kind of weather for me. I absolutely like this type of weather, just really depresses me. But I have the fan on like super, super high. And so I'm gonna have to adjust the sound. So I know the sound's gonna sound a little bit weird. Oh, that's okay. But let's get into it. I'm excited because a lot of these are like newer items. I think because I've already tried the WhatsUp Beauty primer, I'm gonna try for this video the Technic Vitamin C Brightening Primer. I just got this on a whim. It was in the supermarket here and, oh, it's tinted. Okay. It says illuminate. Yeah, what? Why is everything tinted these days? Oh, maybe it's not tinted. Oh, it looks like it might sheer out. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't know about this. It's quite golden. Oh, my dog is over here. He's very unhappy. Oh, it smells. It smells like vitamin C. You know, like those vitamin C tablets? It literally smells like that. It's kind of orangey. It's not so bad. Yeah, so my dog is pretty unhappy with me. He's right over there. My partner and my son are out shopping right now. And I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna take the morning, do my shop, my stash, film a little video. And my doggy had some dirty ears, so I cleaned his ears. And now he's all really annoyed with me. And does anyone else's dog, like when you clean their ears, they go like crazy? Like it just makes them itchier. And so he's now staring at me, all miserable, and he doesn't want to be in this room, but I don't want to leave him, so I don't want him scratching his ear while it's very itchy at the moment. So yeah, he's literally giving me the death stare right now. So I'm trying to avoid him, but if you can hear him snorting in the background, obviously that means he's still here, right? I know, I think in one of my last Get Ready With Me videos, when I was like talking about other stuff other than makeup, I was talking about, you know, things that have been happening. And so I do have a couple of updates about that, like specifically about my dog, but also my teeth and everything. So I guess I'll talk about that. I don't really know what else to talk about. I mean, it's October now. How did we get to October? That is like crazy. Okay, going into this. I mean, this looks okay. I didn't know it was like this. I thought it was going to be clear, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, September was rough. Like I know I kept pushing out videos, but a part of me just did not want to film a lot of my videos that I was pushing out because I was just not in the right mental state. So, you know, go me. I'm a very good actress sometimes. But we actually got some good news just this last week. So obviously he had his surgery where he was castrated, and also, you know, they removed, like he had apparently two lumps in his testicles. We thought it was just one, but apparently there were two. And we found out this week that they were benign, which is like the best news that you could get, you know, because obviously if they were malignant, then that could have spread and obviously be the C word and everything. So thank goodness for that. But we need to obviously monitor him over the coming months just to make sure he's fine and everything. But that was like the best news this week that we received. He did get, yeah, a bunch of his teeth pulled, but he's eating fine. He's eating like a little pig. He's eating more now than he ever did. And I think it's just because he's just enjoying his food again. So I'm just so pleased that I have my dog back, because I feel like leading up to that whole event, he was really deteriorating, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is the end. This is just like what it's gonna be now. And now we have our little puppy back, and it's so wonderful. I mean, he's definitely not a puppy. He's 12 years old, but he actually was even playing, like, I think 2 days after his surgery, when they pulled all his teeth out, he grabbed his toy, because he has little chew toys, and he was playing with his toy. And I was like, what are you doing? How are you doing? Like, with my little baby voice. And he was so happy, and it was just like wonderful. So, you know, from all the shit that we've had this month. Obviously good has come from it. So I'm very, very grateful and pleased about that. I just feel so incredibly lucky that we didn't have to like deal with anything like shittier than we already did, and things seem to have done all right. But he does still have, so prior to his surgery, he basically got pneumonia, which was really crazy. He had a lot of blockage in his lungs and he wasn't breathing properly, and he was basically waking up in the middle of the night and he stopped breathing, and we had to like blow air into his nose and mouth and like get him to breathe again, which was the scariest thing I've ever had to go through. And that happened so often. And then we thought, okay, he's fine, he's good, because he went on more antibiotics right before the surgery, and they're like, yeah, we can do it. And then come the surgery time, you know, he's fine and he gets out of it. And then literally, I think it's like 3 or 4 days later after that happened again at night, where he didn't breathe and he couldn't breathe and he was choking literally. And it's like, it's almost like sleep apnea, if you're familiar with that concept and that term, where you just stop breathing and then you wake up suddenly. It was every time he was waking up, he just wasn't breathing. And he just like went limp, and I was like screaming for my partner to come help. Like it's like the most scary experience that I've ever been through. I've never been through anything like that, and maybe that is lucky for me to not have been through something as quite scary as that. But yeah, that happens so often, and it just happened again last week. So he's still on his antibiotics, and they went and did a chest X-ray. So when we got the good news about the fact that his lumps were benign and non-C word, they did say, you know, his lungs are still not like completely clear. So it's not all good news, because if they're not cleared, I think by this week, because he goes back, I think Wednesday or Thursday, if they're not cleared by this week, then they might have to do another operation just to clean it. But apparently that's only like a 15-minute procedure. And I don't know how that is possible. So worried about that, but I'm also just trying to be positive about everything and not worry about absolutely everything, because I think at the end of the day, if you worry about everything, then you will give yourself a heart attack. You will just not be able to manage. And so, you know, I don't know, if you're not a dog person or even an animal person, because this could happen to people, you know, who have cats or hamsters or horses or whatever you have, you know, lizards, you know, if you are an animal lover and you have pets, they really are like your family. So I'm sorry if it's boring for me to talk about or it triggers anyone who's watching, but you know, he's really, before I had my son, he was our son. And so I'm going into the Laura Mercier. So it's just one of those things that, you know, we know it's inevitable, but I'm so happy that he's still here and he is thriving and he is eating so well. He's put on a little bit of weight, which is what we want, because he actually lost a lot of weight prior because he was so sick. He was barely wanting to eat anything. And obviously when a dog stops wanting to eat, that's even worse, you know? So really, it feels like we've done a whole 180, and I'm just hopeful that we can, you know, have him around for a couple more years, you know, or even longer. Like, who knows? I mean, he, from what I've seen, like, knock on wood, he is like a strong little, stubborn little boy, and he's so much stronger than I thought he was, and I gave you credit for. It's true. He's listening to me. He's listening. So gotta big him up. And so it's been so stressful this month. Okay, I don't have a bronzer. What am I doing? Let's go into this. Like I said, it's in my project pan, and I just want to hit the pan. I want to just hit the pan, and then I can move on with my life. And I don't know, is it gonna happen? No, it's not happening, but we're trying to get there. So yeah, that has been, and also at work, oh my goodness, it has been like, I want to say like the worst month ever in terms of like stress and just dealing with bad situations. Oh my goodness. I haven't been like directly involved in it all, but I have been somewhat like know about a lot of it. without saying too much, but it's not like been my mistakes or anything, but it's definitely like made things a bit awkward. So it's just been like really, really stressful at work too. And leading up to Q4 with my job, that's like I want to say that's the worst time of the year. Worst time of the year. I work in e-commerce, and so, you know, work with brands who want to make a lot of money, obviously in Q4 online. And oh my goodness, it is very, very stressful. And I will actually have some updates to share with you about all of that, hopefully in the coming months, because there is some changes that I'm decided to make, and I don't want to like officially say anything on here because, you know, until everything's official, there's just no need. So I think, yeah, but I'm excited for the future. I think just from like things that I've decided for myself, I'm really excited, but I have to get through this Q4 situation. I have to get through it, which is fine. Like once I'm through, like once you get to December, it definitely calms down. It's just like the lead up to it is the worst. So like September was super stressful. October's going to be the same. November, it's going to be awful. December, I think, will be probably a little bit better. So having that on top of like all of my personal shit that's been going on with the dog, and then also like every time he kept waking up, like we were not sleeping, we were like catnapping, making sure he was still breathing. Like it was just like awful. I'm gonna go into the Oden's Eye, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Ecstasy. And so yeah, it's just been not a lot of fun, if I have to say so myself. And I did actually go to the dentist. So I know I spoke about, you know, how I had a bad experience with the dentist last month. And so I went back, actually last week I went and spoke to the orthodontist, and they were like, yeah, let's do it. And it was really nice because they actually honored the price that they gave me last year, because they had a discount running last year. And because I didn't go through with it last year, you know, I thought it would just go back up to the regular price, which is like €1,000 more. But they honored the price, and also they were like, if you pay in full, you get a 5% discount, which I know 5% sounds low, but considering the amount that I'm actually going to pay up front is actually a really nice discount. Trust me, it's a nice discount. So I know it's a lot of money. I'm basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I was told that my teeth are pretty shit, and I know that, right? I know that, and I've done a lot to make them worse, obviously, throughout my life. And I'm trying to fix them. And I'm going to get Invisalign. So I'm actually going this week to get the scans done so that they can create the molds, I guess. So it's all happening this Thursday. I'm going to go in and start the process. And also, she said I might only have to wear it for a year, whereas initially last year they said 2 years. But she's like a year and a half, you know, maybe, who knows, maybe it'll be 2 years. I had it in my head it's going to be 2 years, but if it's less than that, that's actually even better, because I do not want to wear this stuff for a long time. So yeah, that's happening. I know it's like kind of vain of me to do that, but also it's not, because of the way that my teeth are. It's actually not all cosmetic. They said that I have to get it done to fix this tooth down here, because basically it's dropping. Like it keeps dropping, apparently. That's what they keep saying. And I don't want my tooth to fall out. So I have to get it reset. This one, I'm gonna go into Heaven. So anyway, anyone who's always said negative things about my teeth, they will be fixed in the next couple of years, but also just for my like health benefit, I'm doing it because it actually is like the best thing that I can do to resolve it. And I am lucky enough to have been saving for the past year. I've actually been saving just to save, obviously, as one should, but I have really had this in the back of my head. Because last year I was not in a position to pay for this up front, and insurance would not cover it because it is still classified as a cosmetic procedure, and insurance really only covers like health stuff. And I don't want to sit here and have to fight with a Portuguese company about trying to insure me for this. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to pay the full whammy, but I have been saving all year, and yeah, I know it's like selfish of me to spend this money, but I also think if I lived in England, it would probably be double the amount. And I know if I lived in America, it'd be like triple or quadruple the amount that I'm actually ending up paying for this. So thankfully, it's just so much cheaper here to get these things done. And the reason it's cheaper is because people, like the average wage of the country is just so bad. And so everything just tends to be cheaper in regardless of that, right? But, you know, things still are getting more expensive as they are across the world. It's just not as bad as some other countries like England or America. And that was the reason why we moved here, like just to save money, and I've been able to. And now I'm going to be selfish and I'm going to spend all this money on myself, but whatever, it is fine. Okay, I wasn't going to go into just this one today. Let's try to go into the Muse. Because I think I'm going to go into any... Oh, I don't know actually. Do I want to go into the... yeah, maybe. Let's go into Sweet Pea and just brighten up my lid a little bit. So I think that's mostly all of my updates. It's just been like all about the dog. He's just like monopolized our life, and it has been very, very, very stressful. That's very similar to the Oden's eye shade, to be fair. Just a little bit like, a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. I actually don't think I'm going to go into, oh, maybe I'll go into this one. This one's actually really pretty down here. Yeah, I'll go into this one. One's called Antique. Yeah. Okay, I'll go into this one. This is pretty. Oh yeah, and it's like got like a little bit of like a flip of green. I think that works really nicely with the purple. Okay, that was a good idea. I'm really hoping to love this palette because I really wanted it. I really wanted this Muse palette, and then it was so disappointing in the spring. But I feel like, you know, life is really dark and dreary right now. It is pouring down with rain. It's misty, but it's not like cold, and I would much rather it to be cold like this as opposed to hot and humid, because it's just going to ruin the house. This house is not insulated properly. They didn't build it with any insulation. It's one of these older houses, and it just is such a nightmare when it's humid, because we can't stop that humidity coming in. It's not like we have air conditioning or anything. So we literally just have ceiling fans. We have dehumidifiers. It's honestly, the winter is a nightmare. The summer is great because we don't have to deal with that. But the rest of the year we do. So yeah, I would rather it didn't rain right now, but it is. Oh, this is really pretty. I like the shade. I think I liked the shade a few months ago too, but I liked it. That's very pretty. So I might just leave it as that. I don't want to have like super dark eyes today. I'm not really feeling it. So I didn't go into these other palettes, but that's fine. I still want to like try to go into them. I don't think I need to go into them now. I still want to go into them a little bit this month. So I think that's all I'm going to do with my eyes. I think I've done... Let's powder, because I'm feeling a little sticky. I'm going to go into my Nabla. I'm just going to powder my face. I know I put the Laura Mercier in places, but I think I just want to powder a little bit. And then we'll go into my PLouise. We'll put some blush on. I don't know. We'll keep going, I guess. There's more makeup here that I have to put on. So, all right, this one, I feel like putting, I don't know. Do you think I can get away with this one today? Might be a bit much. Maybe this one. I'm going to try to do a mix of both of them and see if I can do it. I'm gonna try. Because they're really scary, these two. Look. Just like, oh my gosh. Super pigmented. Oh my goodness. Let me buff it out a little bit. Go in one more time. So it's matching. Oh, fun. Yeah, I don't see how I'm ever going to hit pan on these because they are very pigmented. And so you don't need to go into them a lot to use them. And clearly they're going to be here for a while. So anyway, I think that's quite pretty. I'm going to go into my highlighter. This one, let me just use a small thing. And I'm going to just put a little bit on my cheeks. It's a beautiful highlighter. Pretty. A little bit up here. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay. rolling through this super fast. So let's put on mascara. I've been using the 4D Misha mascara for quite a while now, and it's still got loads of product left, so I'm nowhere near done finishing it. But the more I've used it, the more I've enjoyed it. I know when I first got it, I thought it was a little lackluster, but I think it does a really good job at spreading the lashes. It's not, I still don't think it's very volumizing, but I do enjoy it. And I tend to not make an absolute mess with it either, which is kind of fun because I think some mascara you can make a mess. And I certainly make a mess with the WhatsUp Beauty one. I do like this a lot, but I know I end up making a mess or I put it everywhere. And I think that's more me because I'm not very delicate when I put things on. Anyway, I'm really getting into spooky season. I know it's upon us. I'm not really a huge fan of Halloween. I have been reading some spooky books and I kind of just want to get into it. I don't know what it is. I just feel like, you know what? It's 1 month out of the year. Once that's done, it's pretty much Christmas in my mind. So we might as well enjoy it. So I have 2 little pumpkins as decorations that we put out yesterday. And I think that's as much as I'm going to do because otherwise it will be a waste of money. But I also want to get my son, obviously, a Halloween costume. So I think the first time at this nursery, he was he? I think he was like a G.I. Joe. And then he was a pirate. And he's been a skeleton, like a, you know, like one of those like onesies. Like this is when he was like a year old. His first one, he was like a skeleton. But he was a cute skeleton. And I don't know what he will be this year, because he doesn't like to wear hats or things like masks. So, you know, I can't get him like Spider-Man or anything because that's like all in the, like what you wear on your head, really. He can still wear the costume. He's just not going to want to wear anything on his head. So, I don't know, I might do that. I want to get him something to wear that not all the other kids are wearing too, because I think someone else was a pirate last year. I think they had the exact same costumes because obviously there's only so many stores here that you can go to get the costumes. But so I might just get it on Amazon. And again, a lot of people will be doing the same thing. I haven't really spoken about my son in a while, but he's picking up a lot of words. He's in that stage now where he is repeating a lot of random words that we say. And sometimes it's fun, but right now he likes to say no. And he actually uses it the proper way, which is nice, because I want him to be able to say yes and no. He's not really quite saying yes, but he's saying no. And it's kind of funny. It is because he's being pretty persistent about certain things. He's a stubborn little boy. And his personality just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you would want and expect. So he's doing a lot better. I would still classify him as nonverbal because he just doesn't communicate very well. Really only communicates with me and my partner. He was good with my parents. He's, you know, if he knows you and he's comfortable with you, he will interact with you a little bit more, but he's still not at the point where he asks for things. So he still doesn't ask for juice or he doesn't ask to eat something or anything like that. So, you know, but we've seen so many great signs from just this year. Like, I feel like every single year you just see more progress. As long as we continue to see progress and he continues to thrive and be happy, then I'm happy. And then my partner's very happy. So that's all you can really hope for in this kind of situation. But at the same time, all I want to do is just have a conversation with my son and have him like talk back to me, like with his thoughts and his dreams. Like I ask him every morning, what did you dream today? You know, and he just gives me a little smile, but he doesn't tell me. And so, you know, it does, you know, it's a little disheartening at times, but you just got to be tough. And you know, that's been difficult too. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to go into this. This is the jellymuch I Am Calm from Colourpop that I pulled. I think it just goes with what I put on my eyes. So I'm just going to put a little bit just for a little extra pop. Yeah. Like that, I think. Why not? Yeah, this is really pretty with this purple. Oh, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think I need to do too much else. Let me zoom you in just so you can see the eyes. It's pretty. I think they're pretty. And I use the palette that I absolutely hate, which is the Oden's Eye, and the Muse. I mean, I don't hate the Muse, but I use two palettes that I'm not huge fans on, and I thought they were fine. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go nude on my lips. Or maybe I should go like icy. So I've got this shade called Candy, and this is from Rimmel London, yeah. And I've had this a long time. I used to wear stuff like this. It's very Y2K. It's a little too much, but you know what? Maybe with some lip liner, if I do my line loud, I don't know what it is, but I'm really into like pink lips at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Why not? Why not? Okay, well, this is my little shop my stash for October. Yeah, things are looking a little bit better. And so feeling positive, feeling a little bit good about the situations that we are in. And so that's good. And I hope everyone's doing really well. And I hope if you do like Halloween, I'm sure your houses are decorated. If you don't, who cares? It's fine. But I hope everyone is healthy and doing good and spending time with your loved ones, because that's really all that matters at the end of the day. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like to. And I will see you all next time. Bye.